future will be allowed 120 words every day to save air. Need to get through all our routine interchange with an eye on word count.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Woolen Homestead. This is a video podcast about knitting, spinning, and hand dyeing yarn. My name is Tiffany.
And I'm Ethan.
And we're coming to you from Midland, Michigan. You can find us as the Woolen Homestead on various social media, as well as the yarn that my husband and I dye at thewoolenhomestead.etsy.com. You'll also find links below in the description box to all the places you can find us. Alright everybody, welcome back. We are happy to be back for another week of a podcast. This is episode 68 and it is Thursday, September 13th, 2018. And we're coming to you on a different day this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, my schedule's changed some.
Yeah, usually we're on Mondays.
Yeah.
So now it's probably going to be this way for quite a while
going
now.
forward. Yeah, it's either going to be a Wednesday or a Thursday that we'll be recording. So,
which actually works out great for you guys because you should be able to see what's going to be in the shop on Fridays.
Yes.
Normally I used to dye on Wednesdays and we'd podcast on Mondays, and now I'm going to be dyeing yarn on Mondays and we're going to be podcasting on Wednesdays. So
yes, works out way better.
Yeah, definitely.
So we actually have to show you what we're going to have in the shop this week. So that's kind of exciting to actually know what's going to be there.
Yep.
So let's get into knit-along news. We've got two knit-alongs going on. We have the Basket of Mittens KAL, which is a year-long knit-along, runs until December 31st, 2018. And it's co-hosted with Carrie, who is My Wool Mitten, and she has the Serenity Farms blog. And the hashtag is Basket of Mittens KAL 2018. Works in progress are allowed, crochet is also allowed, and any type of mitten, glove, or fingerless mitt is allowed to be entered. So you also get double entries if you use any of the Woolen Homestead yarn. And yeah, you can find the knit-along threads in our Ravelry group, which there's a link below in the description box to take you directly there. We also have the My Favorite Color is October KAL, so that's our fall one, and that is named after our colorway, which is called My Favorite Color is October. And yeah, so that is basically a knit-along where we just celebrate all things fall. So anything that you feel is fall themed can work. So it's really, really loose. You can just whatever you want to describe as being fall, that totally counts. So sweaters, scarves, shawls, mittens, it can be anything.
Hats.
Yep, hats. It can be in a fall colored yarn.
Even socks, right? I mean,
socks, totally.
Anything.
Yeah, it's really, really whatever.
So pretty much anything.
Pretty much anything.
It's fall
yeah.
themed.
So yep, we just want everybody to be able to get involved in everything. So and works in progress are allowed for that. Crochet is also allowed, and also, if you use this colorway, the My Favorite Color is October, you get 3 entries. And how you do that is you just post your finished object 3 times in 3 separate comments in the FO thread. So, and then if you use any of our yarn that's just even not that colorway, you get double entries.
We've been doing our best to keep this stocked.
Yeah.
Is there any in the shop right now? I don't think there is.
No, we're not right now.
But this will be in the shop on Friday
at
6 p.m. We've got an update. So
yeah. Oh,
definitely.
So super fall. Yeah, so yeah, that's it for the knit-alongs that are going on. The hashtag for that one is My Fave Color is October KAL 2018, and it's FAVE, and you can see the hashtags for both knit-alongs in the show notes, which are in the description box below as well. So if you want to join in the fun, you can do that. So yep, I think that's it for knit-alongs.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to works in progress. All right, Ethan, do you want to show your
yeah, I haven't made a whole lot of progress. I only got, this is going to sound really bad, but I only got a couple of rows done this week. I've been so busy.
Yes.
When I haven't been working or preparing for tests, I have been sleeping.
Yes.
So
yeah, you had a busy week.
I did. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to this. Hopefully I can get the turn the heel probably tonight actually. And this is just a vanilla sock on blueberry crumb cake. And we'll see if we can get that to focus in there. There we go. This is just a vanilla sock on blueberry crumb cake, and we had some questions last week about what these were.
Oh yeah.
These little rubber ends, and these are just little rubber balls. I'm not even sure. They were gifted to me by my mom last year for my birthday. She made me kind of a knitting kit, complete with like
that was so cool.
A bunch of notions and a project bag. And in there were these little round rubber balls, and I think who are they from?
That I don't remember.
Yeah, we don't even know. If we figure out, we'll add a little annotation in the video. But what I do is I slide them onto the ends of my DPNs. And I sometimes, I use DPN cozies as well, but these are 8-inch DPNs, and so not a lot of DPN cozies fit these.
Right.
But Lindsay from Simply Serving was talking about making some 8-inch DPN cozies, which would be awesome. But anyway, so what I do is I slide them in on the end of these needles, just in place of a DPN cozy, and these are on Hiya Sharp size 1s.
Yeah.
And I like them real well. I go back and forth between whether I like the wood needles or
me too.
Metal needles.
I am so back and forth on it all the time.
And especially when I'm picking up stitches, I love the metal needles.
Yeah.
But just for knitting in the round, just knitting and knitting, I prefer the wood ones. I think I like the extra little bit of grip. But yeah, and I keep some stitch keepers on the edge here so that I don't have to worry about dropping any stitches or anything like that. But so far this has been working out pretty well.
Yeah. I think actually we did talk about this, didn't you and I? That those cozies for those DPNs, what is it, 9-inch?
These are 8-inch.
8-inch.
Yep.
That those are that Lindsay's making one for you.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And Lindsay actually also made this.
She's
little
the sweetest
progress keeper here,
She's
and that's a little
the
bear.
Sweetest person ever.
She is. And
I keep forgetting that. I kept thinking that was a surprise that you were, but we had already talked about that. I remember.
Yep, and this little bear here is amazing. It's a little polymer clay stitch keeper.
And I have a little beaver, and they're just so cute.
They are. This thing is so awesome. And so yeah, it's been going along really well. Excited to get this done.
Yeah.
And then tonight, I am going to be putting a little hat on the needles. This is Cormo 10 from Spirit Trail Fiber Works.
Yes, this was given to me by Linda, and I was going through my stash a couple weeks ago maybe, and I was just kind of sorting everything out, and I came across this, and I was like, Ethan, would you like to work with this? This just looks like your colors, you know what I mean? And I just thought that I had planned to make a bluff top hat by Jennifer, Driftless Knitter, and I was going to use that, but I just thought that was totally your colors, so I'm going to cast on one of those hats, but just I think in a different color. But I just thought that was perfect for you.
It's Cormo 1.0.
1.0, is that what it says?
Yeah, it is. It's Cormo 1.0.
Oh, I love it.
So it's a really cool rustic green color. It's kind of a mossy green, fades to almost like a grayish green, and then it's more saturated down at the back. It's
really cool.
And I've
never worked with Cormo either.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It looks like really
Cormo
nice.
1.0. It does.
It looks like 10. That's
love it. Yeah, that's really cool.
I'm used to nursing school where like you would never put an O after, you wouldn't put 1.0 for anything because it could be confused for like 10 milligrams versus 1 milligram. So you know.
That totally makes sense.
Just like if you put 0.1, you always put the O in front, 0.1.
Gotcha.
For medication dosage. So when I still am in that habit from when I was in nursing school and I worked in long-term care.
It must be 10.
If there's a zero after, it's 10.
That's funny.
But yeah, you always have to double check, obviously, because somebody might, do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's beautiful yarn. So,
it is. It's really pretty. I'm really excited to see how that knits up.
Me too.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and we've got some new worsted in the shop that we're excited to show you guys for this week.
Yes, it'll be in there tomorrow. We'll show you at the end of the podcast. We'll have our shop news.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna be so excited. So I'm really excited.
Yeah. So what are you working on?
Okay, I am working on my gin and tonic sweater.
Did you show them this pin last week?
Oh no, I didn't. Okay, you guys have to see this new pin I got. So okay, so first of all, I'm gonna give a backstory. So my mom and I went thrifting and like antiquing a couple weeks ago. Oh, it was when I was on vacation. And we were at this one shop, well, Sloppy Seconds, but it's called All the Right Junk, but it used to be called Sloppy Seconds, so we just keep calling it that. But we were there, and this place is amazing. If you were anywhere near Alma, St. Louis, Michigan area, you have to go to this place. It's awesome. And we were checking out, me and my mom, and I saw this box of old pins, and I was like, oh, I have to go through this. And I saw this big one that says Honesty Patrol on duty, and I was like, I need that. I just didn't even care about how much it cost. I just grabbed it because I am known, well known at work and in life in general, that ever since I was a kid, that like I will tattle on myself. I will always tell the truth. Like I cannot lie. And like my mom said, I told on myself all the time as a kid. Like even at work, if there's something wrong at work or somebody did something, they'll go, well, we know Tiffany didn't do it because she would have told on herself. Seriously? Yeah. Like you can't. One of my managers seriously told me that one time. Yep. So I told the girls at work about it, and they were laughing so hard. So I gotta show them that. But yeah, so I got the Honesty Patrol pin, and it's like super old. It's all like rusty on the back. It's awesome. I just wonder what this was from. It is a tetanus trap. I just wonder what this was from. Like I don't know. I just picture like a little kid wearing it or something. Like like a kindergarten class sort of thing. Yeah. So yeah, I got my Honesty Patrol pin added to my bag of pins, and it's huge and amazing, and I love it. So yeah, I've almost stabbed myself with it a couple times. But yeah, I love that thing. So in this bag is my Gin and Tonic sweater by Thea Coleman, and it is this glorious cabled textured sweater, and I just love it so much. I've already got the 2 sleeves done. And then, so this is the texture on the body, and then on each side, there is a cable panel running up the side, and it's just so much fun. I am really, really loving this now. I kind of was not super in love with it, and then I switched needles, and it's crazy how switching needles can make such a difference. Yeah. I love my Hiya Sharps. I absolutely love them, but I switched over to wooden needles. These are Knit Pick Sunstruck needles, and it's just working so much better. Which is surprisingly good for the price. I mean, they're wonderful. I love them. They're not, you know, obviously bottom shelf, right? But, you know, they're definitely not by any means like top shelf as far as price range goes. I think they're $45 for a set. Yep. And you've actually got a set coming, which we'll talk about. Yes, we'll talk about once we hit that. But yeah, but they're really nice needles. That's when I knit my my classic cuff hat with, and it was awesome. Yeah, they're just really great. Well, we also found out that we think it's not necessarily, for me, the problem isn't necessarily that it's metal versus wood, that it's the length, because my Hiya Sharp set is a short tip, and these are like a regular long tip set, and so I think that might be my problem that I'm having. Well, she was having, well, what was the issue you were having? With like my wrist. Oh no, it was my finger. Yeah, my finger. It was like this half of my finger was just really sore. It was. And fatigued, and we were sitting in bed one night, and you were knitting, and I was just kind of talking about how that, and I was watching her knit, and with the shorter needles, she would balance almost everything up on the first digit there, the index finger. And so I said, well, try longer needles, because then the weight of the project and the control comes from like 3 fingers at the, you know, 2 at the very, very least, but 3 more than likely. And so far it's been working out for you. I haven't had any pain at all. So if you have pain in your index finger with shorter needles, what size are those? 4 inches? Or 3 for the other ones? I think they're 3s. 3s? I can't remember. In any case, but it's whatever their short tip from Hiya is. Yeah, so if you're having pain in your first digit, it might be worth a try to switch over to some longer needles. Yeah, give it a shot, because it's really, really made a big difference for me. I'm really curious if I were to try. Of course, the only thing to remember is that you might have to compensate with cable length. Right. Yeah, for sure. Or go to Magic Loop. You know, just use a longer cable and go to Magic Loop. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't really have as much trouble when it comes to like hat knitting. So I don't know if it's just the weight. You know what I mean? Like however much I've got hanging off of the knitting or what. But so what yarn is that you're using? Oh yeah, thanks for asking. No problem. I always forget to talk about this stuff. I'm just like, here it is. Throw it over there. Okay, so I am knitting this out of our yarn, and it is the Marvelous colorway. Which we don't currently have in stock. And I don't think we will for a little while, just based on everything else that we're we're just trying to keep up with fall colorways right now, because those are going really fast. So this is our Marvelous colorway. It's just like a regular old mauve color, but it's just like a good staple color for your wardrobe. And now also with that though, if I was going to mention this before, and I forgot to put it in the notes, is that if anybody wants a custom order.
Yeah, we are willing to do that.
Yes,
for sure.
Feel free to message us, and you know, it just might take a few weeks or so at the most, but we are always willing to do a custom order. There's no extra charge.
Yeah, we don't charge any extra.
And there's no limit on how many skeins we can do.
Right.
So, or like there's no minimum. So, yeah, just if you're interested in a custom order for a colorway that isn't stocked, or for one that is stocked, you just want more of it, just message us.
We just had a customer do a custom order for, he was a Game of Thrones fan.
Yeah.
And so he asked for
that was really cool.
A fire skein and an ice skein. And
that was so cool.
It came out. I was really happy with how that one came out.
Yeah, here, I'll bring it up on my phone. It was really cool.
We got a picture of them. We sent the yarn out, so we don't have to show you, but it was really, really cool. The process of dyeing it was a little bit intense, so actually like reproducing it in batches might be a little bit tough, but it turned out, what a cool concept.
It's a little blown out, but yeah, it was like this perfect baby blue, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a really cool concept.
So yeah, even if it's a colorway that we don't carry,
yeah, if you've got
we're willing to collaborate for sure. You know, we're always, it was really fun.
That was one of the most fun. I had another, we had another customer that ordered, it was Go Pack Go, and it was yeah,
that was cool,
golden green.
Yep.
And that was awesome.
Yeah,
so because I'm a huge Green Bay Packers fan.
He was really excited to do that.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun to dye that one up. But,
so yeah,
if you have an idea or a picture, I mean, it could be a family photo that your family that you guys want to, just something to commemorate that. We can just send us a picture, especially if you have something that's not one of our colorways that you go, oh, I want that, but it's on DK, and I want it on Sturdy Sock or Worsted or whatever. Yeah. But if it's something that you want that's a concept of yours, we are happy to do it.
Yeah.
Send us a picture, primarily with the tones you're looking for.
Yeah. And you can do that on Etsy. Etsy's probably the best place to do that, I think, just so things don't get lost. But yes, message us on Etsy, and yeah, that's
it's a lot of fun for us to do that.
I did one for a high school colors.
That's so cool.
Yep, that was really neat.
And you've also got socks on the needles.
Yes, I do.
That I'm not supposed to know about. That I know about.
That you
and have known about for months.
They're so close to being done. So I've got one. These are going to be afterthought socks. I've never done afterthought socks before. So this is the first two. No, I haven't.
I thought you had.
I've never done that.
Okay, so for those of people like me that if I hadn't had you around that would have no idea what an afterthought heel is.
What that is basically is you knit the length of the foot, and then you put in waste yarn, so that blue stripe is not going to be there. That's where you pick up your stitches. I guess a true one, you just like cut into it. Like you just don't even put it in. I just couldn't do that. But
it would be nerve-wracking enough to do this.
Yeah.
For somebody like me who's just
See,
kind of
I'm not really too worried about this because I've done it on a thumb. I did an afterthought thumb before. So I think it's the same concept on a mitten.
Okay.
And so I'm sure it's like the same thing. Similar, you're just making a heel instead of like a little tube. But so you pick up the stitches for that, and then you're gonna knit out a heel.
Are you doing a fish lips kiss heel?
No, there's like, I don't know, I wouldn't know how to do one, a fish lips kiss heel, because that one you build out and then turn it and bring it over. Like these you're gonna have, you're gonna have all of these stitches live. So you do it, from what I've heard, you do it like you would a toe.
Oh, okay.
But you just do it this way on the heel. So, but I'm gonna check out a bunch of different like tutorials and stuff to see which one I like. But it's the same like kind of a look, I guess.
And you're actually almost to doing that too, because on this one, how much farther do you even have to go?
Well, this one's all done, and then I literally
you started the cuff?
Yeah, I already started the cuff on this one. So I've literally got like, that much.
Just 2x2.
Yep. Yeah, just a 2x2 rib. I've got like 2 more stripes, and then I get to bind off. I do the Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy bind off for this. Mine, well, it does kind of flare a little bit. I know a lot of people complain about that. But it's not like I don't think these look like ruffles. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't have noticed it if you
some people, I think it goes like that or something, but I don't know. I didn't have any issues with it. So, and once you wear it,
by the time it gets around my ankle, it's
yeah,
not going
you
to matter
can't
anyway.
see it at all. And the ones that I've done it on mine, you can't tell at all.
And these are actually going to be the shortest socks you've ever made for me. They're kind of like an ankle sock.
They are. It was really weird. I put it on him the other night just to see, even though it doesn't have the heel in it. I just wanted to see if it was like a tube sock, you know what I mean? Wanted to see where it was gonna lay, and yeah, it doesn't go very far. I am a little worried that this isn't gonna fit you. I'm a little worried because when I measured it, like, because I was putting in the heel for this the other day, I was like, I feel like that's not long enough. So I don't know if I totally measured it wrong on the first one, but I don't know.
I've got Sasquatch feet, so.
You do.
But none of my family does. Like my dad's feet are smaller than mine.
Yeah.
All of my brother's feet are smaller.
It can go to somebody.
I think your brother's feet are smaller than mine.
Yeah. You do have Sasquatch feet.
So regardless, they're gonna go to a good home.
Yeah.
Whether it's for me or somebody else, but.
Yeah. Also, we could use your feet to block them.
We could just walk around in wet socks all day.
Yes.
Block and
I was
felt.
laughing to myself thinking about telling you that. Like, okay, you just have to sit here until
all
the
I have
socks
to do is
dry.
dye in them one day. Oh, speaking of which, I gotta, at some point when we talk about life stuff, I gotta figure out some really good like work shoes to dye yarn in.
Oh yeah.
As far as so yeah, I've got to find new shoes to dye in. I retired my old pair of work boots this week, which is what I used to dye yarn in, and they were waterproof, which is like more important than you would think. Dyeing yarn. So new pair of work boots. Work boots aren't cheap,
especially
unfortunately.
in the winter.
Yeah,
because we dye out in the garage.
Yep, and so it is kind of frozen tundra land up here.
Yeah, we got to figure out a better heating system this year, though. Because
I think we're gonna be fine. We added an extra set of burners, and
I'm just more of a baby than you are about it.
It doesn't bother me whatsoever.
It does not bother him dyeing out in the garage in the winter. I can't do it. So thankfully you're the full-time dyer, and I'm not, because I just kind of dye periodically. But you're really good at it. You're really good at it, and he doesn't care about the conditions. I'm just like, I can't work like this.
So what kind of needles?
Yeah,
are you using on that
these
sock?
are ChowGoo 9-inch circular needles, and they are size US 1s. And yeah, I usually don't like these for ribbing, but they're not bothering me at all, so I just didn't change them out.
I can't use them. I've tried.
Yeah,
I've tried
well, your
getting
hands
with the 9-inch. But look at like
huge. Hold on, I get my stitch marker. There we go.
But when you talk about, I can't do it. It's like
They're so tiny. Oh, look at them.
It's
so tiny on you.
It's so uncomfortable.
It does take a minute to get used to them. I had found when I first started them, you have to hold them completely different, but
yeah, like you have to hold them. Guys, this is ridiculous. It just took that long to do one knit stitch and 2 purls. No way. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do that. Like, this is my jam right here. See? So much
still
better.
hold it. I was trying to see if I hold it any different, but I really don't. I remember a lot of people saying when these first came out that you hold them with like 2 fingers, and I just still hold them like I normally do.
I'm sure they work really well for some people, and they're really well made. It's just, wow.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are very indifferent. Like, some people really hate them, some people like them, some people don't care.
Yeah.
So I just like to mix it up. I love having DPNs. I love having these. I don't like Magic Loop, I found out. I'm over Magic Loop.
The only reason I don't like Magic Loop is because I have a really hard time with laddering.
Yeah,
with Magic Loop.
Me too.
I think if you want to be really successful with Magic Loop, you have to have really, really pliable cable.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it on 2 at a time, because otherwise you're not really going to be able to do 2 at a time. But my favorite way to do it is to have 2 sets of DPNs and working on them at the same time. You know what I mean? Just on different needles. I like doing that. But
yeah, Magic Loop doesn't bother me a whole lot. I just don't like the laddering that I get.
Yeah.
And I'm sure with and I don't know how to prevent it.
It has to do with how, like, once you get to that spot at the end, like, if you pull too tight, or if you don't pull enough, you're gonna get it. So it's just finding that sweet spot, and it's just hard.
Right. And I feel like probably the longer the cable, you're probably better off.
Probably, yeah, because there's gonna be less like tension trying to pull it apart. These needles are a little bit the ChowGoo ones. If you did Magic Loop like on the big ones, like on a longer cable. Obviously you wouldn't do it on these, but if you were doing this, these are supposed to not be the best for magic loop because see how
well, that's exactly
that
what
core,
you
it pulls
can
it
kind of
apart.
see. We'll see if we can get this in focus.
But they
this
made
is kind of, and this is obviously, you would never do magic loop on something this small,
right,
obviously, but how this cord wants to spring itself
because that cord
apart.
is so, it has a core in it. But they made a new cord from ChowGoo. They made it specifically for people who do magic
right.
loops, and it's a much more pliable cord, and it doesn't have that strong core, and it's supposed to be really good for that. So if anybody
sure.
does like ChowGoo and they're having that trouble, check out, I think it's called the Twists.
Yeah.
Mini twist or something like that, but check that out. Those are supposed to be good. I have not used them.
But
though.
if you weren't using that and you only had one set of interchangeable needles, I could see where, let me grab your other project here, where you would want to either go with a longer cord or a more flexible type of cord, because
oh yeah, because you did
Knit
magic
Picks,
loop with those, didn't you?
I did, yep. And so these are actually, they're relatively pliable, but you can see that they still want to spread apart.
I think
and so if you had a much longer cord, you know, as you pull the cord out, there's less tension.
I feel like high is okay for it.
Yeah.
I feel like these are a little more pliable, but yeah, no, I agree totally.
And so,
yeah, you did do that.
Yeah, if you're only working with one set, I would say probably try a longer cord, because then you're having less spread.
Yeah.
Right there at the spot between the two stitches.
Yeah.
So
that's a good idea.
Yeah, but that's why I don't like magic loop and why I avoid it when I can.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, you just want to get started on a project and you don't want to go buy new needles, because you're right there, you got the yarn right there.
Well, thankfully I've got a lot of needles now,
right?
So you shouldn't have to worry about that. But exactly, if you don't have a knitter with you, it's nice to not have to. So we didn't say who the yarn is. So this yarn is
definitely.
This is the cake. This is Caitlin from Mint Rain Hand Dyed Yarns, and she's right here in Midland with us. And she's amazing. She saved us last week on our dye dilemma.
She saved us. Oh my gosh.
We ran out of a dye.
Like one of the dyes that we use a lot.
And it was just a miscommunication between you and I. I thought I had ordered some last time, and we hadn't. And I think you thought
it wasn't even a miscommunication. Like, we both thought we'd ordered, or that you'd ordered some last.
We both thought there was a whole new bottle of it, and there wasn't. So
now there's a new bottle.
Yeah, now we've got it. But yeah, Caitlin saved us. And then this my little Hedwig. Let's see if I can get him to. He's shy. Oh, I think I've got him turned around. There we go. He is from Sugar Tots in Canada. So she's on Etsy as Sugar Tots, and that's where little Hedwig's from. And yeah, my bag is a little Bobbins Project bag that was from last fall. Yeah, I think it was last fall.
That wasn't your first.
No, my first one, it's got little socks on it.
Yep.
That was my first one. This is my second one, and this one was just for the woolly thistle. And so she made them just for the woolly thistle, and so I bought it through them. And there's a little leaf on the back, and it's just so cute. So I love her bags. This one desperately needs a wash though, because I take it everywhere. Literally, this is my purse knitting, and so it just needs a good wash. But yeah, so
I think that's...
Oh, I've got one more project.
Oh yeah,
yes.
You do. I forgot.
Yes. This I just started working on again last night. Other than that, I didn't really get to work on this one this week a lot. But it's in my fringe field bag in the toffee colorway that they have.
Those fringe field bags are so cool.
Yes, they are. They're really nice. I just love how they work in too. They're just wonderful.
I love a product that gets better with age, and these are definitely one of those things that gets better with age. Who doesn't like canvas?
I know. I know, and it's got a well, actually, I think this is a faux leather.
I don't know. That seems like real leather.
Does it?
Yeah, that looks an awful lot. I mean,
it'll say on their website though.
I'll bet you anything that's real leather.
Yeah.
That feels.
We should look that up because I don't remember, but
I'm gonna look it up right now while you explain.
Go ahead and look that up. Because that way we know for sure. So I've got my little DPN cozy from Lindsay at Simply Serving, and it's a camo one, and it's pink camo one. I love it. And let's see, I am working on, it's a hat for my aunt, and it's called Escargot, and it's called that because It's a cloche. Oh, did you find out?
Yep, it's naturally vegetable tan leather. So
okay, okay, I thought so. That was.
It feels like.
But it feels like leather. It really does.
Yeah, definitely. Cowhide.
Oh, so it is leather.
Yeah, it feels like cowhide for sure.
Oh, okay. See, the vegetable part, that always throws me off. It's just how they tan it, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I think we had this discussion before because it totally threw me off.
There's all sorts of like chemical tanning and brain tanning and
okay, yes. So this is
vegetable tan leather.
Real leather.
Most leather that you get is vegetable tan.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I did know that, and we totally had this discussion.
This like 3 different
I was
times.
saying we totally had this discussion before, but I just
because
forgot.
I tan the deer hides that I get. So
yeah, it looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it's a cloche hat. And you knit this little spiral, and it just looks wonky right now because it's not done, but after the hat is knit, you tack it down. And I've got a picture of it so you can see what it looks like. I showed it last week, but I wanted to, because when it's something like this, it's just easier if you have a picture.
You even got it all brought up and everything.
Yes, I was prepared. Okay, so I got the hat brought up.
A little bit of glare, sorry for that, guys.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So that's a little bit better of a understanding what it looks like. But it's really cool how it's worked. You work it in just a flat strip at first, and so you're making this spiral first, like back and forth, and then you're also working on the brim, and then you join, you bind off for the spiral, and then you just join the rest in the round. And like right here is where that was joined. I know it's just a jumbled mess right now, and then you just knit straight on. So right now I'm just knitting for 4 inches, and then I'll do the decreases, and then I just have to tack down that spiral at the end. So it's gonna be really, really simple moving on from here. So the needles I'm using for this are the Indian Lake Artisan needles. They're the hexagonal needles, and yeah, I'm still really loving them. These are size US 7s.
Okay.
Yep.
And
a 16-inch cord. And then
great for hats.
Yeah, I'm the gray that I'm using is Lamb's Pride worsted. I'm almost out of the one I've got, so I got the other on hand. And then the blue, I already put it away, but it is Patton's Classic Wool Merino in the new denim colorway, which I guess that's a line of Patton's that is no longer in production. So,
really?
Yeah, that was actually yarn that was given to me from my aunt. So
comes full circle.
It does, it totally comes full circle. So, yeah, that is the hat that I'm knitting for my aunt, and yeah, I can't wait to have that done.
Another note on the knitting needles, those are walnut. And
yes, and they're made in Michigan.
Yep, with a natural beeswax finish.
Yeah.
But walnut, in particular, can be a little bit sticky initially.
Yeah.
And then the more and more and more you knit with it, the slicker it becomes. So
yeah,
if it feels a little bit sticky to begin with, definitely give it a few hundred stitches. It'll start to break in and it'll slide a little bit more gently. If you don't want to do that, opt for something a little bit different, maybe maple or cherry or something like that. So
cool. Good thought. Okay, so I wanted to talk about dream knitting because I am going to be doing the West Knits Mystery Knit Along again.
Oh yeah.
Yes, this has been
all I've heard about for the last like week and a half, by the way.
All I've talked about.
It is.
So what was funny though is when right after I finished the last one, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this again.
Well, it's quick knitting. Like when Steven releases the
pattern, you have to knit quick. Yes, you have, if you want to stay on top.
If you want to stay on top of it, otherwise stay off social media.
Yeah, because you're gonna see spoilers. And so that's what I'm kind of going with this year. Is I'm like, you know what? If I see spoilers, whatever. I'm not even gonna stress about it. Last year I was like not going on Instagram because I didn't want to see anything, and then I like couldn't go on Instagram for like months. So
yeah,
I was like, after like a week of that, I was like, I'm not worrying about that. I couldn't handle not going on Instagram. So, and
some people are just so quick that they will get like the first clue done in like 2 days.
Yeah,
and you know, most of the time people are really good about posting like a picture of the advertisement,
and saying it's
first, and then you swipe for the photos so that you don't see what's happening. But
but yeah, so I was totally talking about probably not doing it this year, and then I remember you and I were talking. It was actually when we were recording, you were like, yeah, you're gonna do it, and I was like, yeah, probably, and I am. So so it was like the day he announced it, I was like, I'm totally doing this. I can't. It's just fun. It's super fun. So
yeah. And he's got some cool patterns. So.
Yes, he does. So this is what I came up with, these 5, and the pattern is called Texture Time. Now he suggests 2 skeins. Well, it's actually equal to 1 skein, I believe. Yeah, because they're both a 50-gram skein. He recommends that one of them be like a, I think it's a alpaca, so it's like a brushed alpaca, so it's very fuzzy, and I think it's got silk in it or something. And so he's using that as part of the texture, but he said you can just totally go with merino, straight merino, and it's just gonna be just fine. So okay, that's what I did. I just decided to go with just what we had. So the only thing I did mix it up and use an MCN for one of the skeins. Yeah,
but you love MCN.
I do. I love this one. I love it so much. This is our fossil colorway. And we do have 2 skeins of this on MCN in the shop actually right now. And then some of these have not been named. This is one of your colorways. This is Lovebird, and I actually dyed these up. We're gonna have some in the shop this Friday, and so it's just like a pale pink with shots of purple and pink and yellow, and I just love this. And then I dyed up these 3 colorways. So we've got this like moody purple, and it's kind of, it looks to me a lot like a darker version of Stormy Night, even though it's like totally different dye technique that I used. But I think they look very similar, to be honest. So this might not be a returning colorway, but we will have some in the shop, and it has yet to be named. And these 2 also have yet to be named. This one I'm super stoked about. This is kind of like a chocolate toffee looking
that one turned out really well.
I'm really happy with this, and this is probably going to be my main color. And then the rest are contrasting colors, but I guess you use like all of these skeins, so it's a 5 full skein project. It's gonna be huge.
A lot of knitting.
It is. There's no way I'll get done on time. I'm not even worried about it. And then this is another one that I dyed up just to kind of go with it. So my inspiration was kind of, well, I saw some pictures. So when this came out, they opened up a like choose your colors thread, and I was seriously like stalking that thread. Like I was just on it, like just looking at all the pictures of what people were doing, trying to get inspiration. And I had seen someone that had like these autumnal pinks and purples, and I was like, that's like perfect for me, because I was debating going with a brighter set like I did last year, or an autumnal set, and I was thinking of even doing like pumpkin spice and like, you know, like super autumn that way. But this is like best of both worlds, because it's my pinks and purples, but it's got an autumn flair to it.
Definitely.
So I'm really excited about it. Cast on day is October 5th, so I still got a bit, but it gives me time to get everything wound up and get my needles around. And
you actually got a comment back from Steven.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. He in the thread I posted my pictures, and he complimented me on the dyeing, and that was kind of cool. And then just kind of gave me advice on where to put my colors. So that was
pretty cool. It's nice to have the approval of the person
it was really cool.
That created the pattern.
It was totally cool.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And also, my goal is to get my gin and tonic sweater done before the cast on day. So, because also my needles. Although now they're open, because those, I just at least have the metal needles open, but I would like to, just for me personally, I'd like to have that sweater off the needles before I start that shawl. So, we'll see. Yeah, so that is it for our works in progress in dream knitting. Okay, next is acquisitions. So we received a few patterns this week, which is really cool. Oh yeah, and I want to bring those up. So while I'm talking, I'm going to bring these up. The first one was the Spanish Moss Hat collection by Amanda Cole. And what's really cool about this collection is that it's a hat, it's one hat design, but you can use it on all sorts of different weights. And, oops, that's the pattern. I don't want to bring up the actual pattern. You can use it on different weights and needle sizes and gauges, and it's just really cool.
So how does that work? Is there instructions in the pattern on how to modify it for different weights?
I believe so, yeah. I haven't gone through the pattern, but I'm guessing it'll show you on worsted weight you do this, on fingering weight you do this. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, I love that color too. So it's really, really cool. So she sent us that, and then she also sent one to give away. So that is going to be one of the prizes for the My Favorite Color is October knit-along. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to give that away. And then we got also, as a gift from Andrea, this is so stinking cute, I can't handle it.
Oh man.
I know, isn't it awesome? Okay, so
this might be Ethan's first foray into color work.
I think it should be, because it's got...
That's so perfect.
It's got, these are the wood socks, and it's buffalo plaid, and it's
you guys,
so cool.
You guys know I'm an animal for buffalo plaid.
Yes,
like,
you are.
Love it.
It's the best.
That is so cool.
So it's by Blackbird Yarn Co. And yeah, it's called the Wood Socks. So it's like just so perfect. But yeah, it's got a 72 stitch count for those.
That's perfect, because that's what I use.
I know.
It takes forever to knit socks.
I know. But yeah, so it's done in color work.
And that's fingering weight, isn't it?
Yes, yep.
Cool.
So yeah, very exciting.
Neat.
So yeah, I can't wait. I want to knit a pair for myself as well. I just think those are too cute. And then I got this. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
She's been freaking out all morning about this.
So excited. So, okay, I don't even remember how this happened. So, I think one of the viewers here, so thank you, whoever you are, thank you, messaged Jamie of Random Fandom Bags and told her that, that she had, okay, so she had listed this bag. It says, my favorite color is October on it, right? Okay. And you guys know that that's one of our colorways. And so, one of our viewers had messaged her and said, hey, Tiffany and Ethan have my favorite color is October yarn. Maybe you guys could do a swap. And so she messaged me and I was like, yup.
Absolutely.
Yes, please. This is so cute.
How cool is that?
So that's embroidered on there. And it's just so
well
cool.
Done.
Oh my gosh.
It's like quilted.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. And then the back. I love the back too. Oh my god. So I am in love. Look at her cute little tag too. It's just so cute. So, and then Jamie also sent me some goodies, which I thought was really sweet. And she sent her little card, which is really cute. So this is her business card. And that's got all her info on it. And then she sent a little handmade progress keeper. And then she also, oh my god, this is so cute. So these are little like notions pouches that look like little tea bags. And you can hook it into your project bag and hook it onto your project bag. And she sent little scissors. And that's just got her, her logo on there. And then the cutest little tin of stitch markers. Just so cute. I just love that. Then, oh my god. This is so cute. I can't handle it. This is a little tea bag progress keeper. And it's if I can get it to stop, there we go. It's a little pumpkin spice tea bag and it's got a little smiley face and it's just so cute. I can't handle it. Oh my god, it's so cute. So I'm all set for all things fall and I'm really excited.
We're all really excited. We're supposed to get colder weather this week, so.
I know. Today's not super hot, but it's not cold either.
I love how on this bag,
I know.
It's, for one, it stays closed. Like when you close it, that doesn't open like easily. You know, you have to actually get your fingers in there and open it up, which is awesome.
So cute.
But look at how it gathers up right there at the top.
It's so cute.
That is so awesome.
And I love, so it's got the handles here as well. It's just adorable. I really, truly love this. So thank you, Jamie, for swapping. Thank you for messaging me. That was just
definitely
awesome. So awesome. And guys, go check out her other bags. She also does like little Harry Potter ones and they're so cute. Oh, and she does a ton of them. So definitely go check her out. She also sells those little, she sells these little bags with the notions and then these little progress keeper tea bags too. So yes,
yeah, definitely check her out.
I love that. I'm very, 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 very impressed and just love it so much. So very happy. And yeah, that is it for acquisitions, unless I don't think we have anything else, do we?
I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
I've got some new yarn to dye up for the Stephen
Yes,
Less shawl.
he's got some undyed yarn currently,
So,
but yeah.
and we just got some new dye in.
Yes,
so I'm really
different
excited
colors.
about that.
Yeah, so why don't we
Definitely.
move on to shop news and we'll show you guys what we've got coming in the shop. We have an update tomorrow, which is so weird to think. I keep thinking it's Tuesday.
It is weird.
It's just really throwing me off. So yes, we have an update tomorrow, which is Friday the 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And our shop can be found at www.thewoolenhomestead.etsy.com. There is a direct link below in the description box. And yeah, why don't we show what will be in the shop first
we'll show what's going to be in the shop on the update, and then we'll kind of highlight some of the stuff that is in the shop currently.
Yeah.
So first up, we have Songbird Mitten Kit. We're going to have another one of these on our, this is the Ruby Songbird Mitten Kit. We'll also have a Tranquil Blue one and
a red that has no name yet, but
it has no name, but it will be in there.
So this, these are the Songbird mittens, and yeah, oh my gosh,
by Erica Heuser.
Yes,
and
I love those so much. That's the other side.
You'll also get a discount code for the pattern.
Yeah, for 20% off of the pattern
until December 31st.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, that comes with the mitten kit and the discount code. And it works out really well. Those are my favorite things you've ever knit.
Me too. So. I want to knit another set. I'm kind of like obsessed with mitten knitting now, like colorwork mitten knitting, because they turn out so well. Yeah, cool. They turn out really, really cool. Yeah.
So yeah, Ruby will definitely be in there. The Ruby mitten kit, also Tranquil Blue, and then we've got a red.
And these kits will make one pair of mittens.
And this is the red. We haven't actually turned them into the mitten kit yet, but this is going to be the red. So
it's just a real vibrant, like a traditional Norwegian red and white mitten.
Yep. A little bit less tonal than the Ruby.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will have also My Favorite Colors October. We've got 3 of these skeins that are going in.
Yep.
And this is on our sturdy sock base. This week we don't have any Polworth DK, but like we said, if you want, we can always do a custom order for you. We've got some Polworth DK backed up, so if you need it on Polworth DK, we can definitely accommodate that.
Just message us.
But as for what's actually going to the shop, we do have 3 skeins of the sturdy sock.
Yes.
And this one has some awesome, like, dark, bright greens. You know, that sounds counterintuitive, but
I know what you mean.
But they've got deep, bright greens.
There you go. There you go.
It's got some nice straw-colored. Some nice straw colors in there with some pops of purple, some nice bright oranges. It's really cool. I enjoy this colorway, and that's actually, this is the second year, the third year.
Third year.
This is the third year that we've
dyed that. Yes, because it was there, which is so weird because the shop is only 2 years.
Right.
But
that's what always messes me up.
Yeah, the first year, that was one of the first colorways. That was the first colorway that I ever sold, but that colorway has evolved.
Yeah, it has.
It looks so different from the first time I ever dyed it.
But it works out really well, and we only dye it in the fall, and only for a limited time in the fall, so it's always fun coming back each fall and dyeing that. Kind of puts me into the fall mood.
Yes.
But we also will have flannel and bonfires. This is a new one this year. This is on our Polworth DK base, so we got some nice bright reds in there, some greens, and then there's some pops of like dark purple and brown as well over kind of a light brown base. Yeah,
this one sold out really fast last week.
It did.
And this one we're only having on Polworth DK this week.
Yes.
So if you need it on a different base, just message us.
And this is superwash. It's
yes, 100% Polworth superwash.
And also, we will have our hot cocoa on sturdy sock. Last week we had it on Polworth DK.
Yeah.
And so this is going to be the first week that we have it on sturdy sock. So we got a couple of requests for sturdy sock and decided we would try and accommodate those. But this is just a nice, rich, chocolatey brown. And it's a nice tonal. It's got some lighter spots, some darker spots. It should knit up really nicely.
Be really pretty in a textured sock.
It would be, yeah. And it'll go with quite a lot, too. Yeah. You know, just being a brown, it'll work with a lot of different colors.
Yes, you can pair it with a lot of different colorways. Definitely.
We also have brought back Hoarfrost.
Yes.
And this is the first time in many months that we've had this back. This one is, it's such a cool colorway. It's such a fun colorway to dye up too. It's a nice bright blue base with just pops of white in there, and there's also some nice bright pink spots and some darker blue
I love the
speckles in there. And the speckling on this particular colorway is really, really fine. You can see that they're not.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I enjoy it.
Oh, it's so good.
So you can almost see like the individual dye granules on there.
Yeah.
For the speckling on hoarfrost. I really enjoy this colorway. And it makes an awesome like late fall, winter.
Yeah, it's totally a winter time.
But you could use it for anything. I mean, heck, you could use this for like a 4th of July type of thing too. You know what I mean? It's really versatile.
Cute for 4th of July. That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah.
Then this is the one that this is what I'm most excited about.
Me too.
So we have Hunter's Orange DK.
Yeah.
This is
worsted.
Worsted.
Yes.
Why did I say DK? I'm so used to saying full width DK.
Yeah. It's our first worsted.
It is our first worsted. This is Hunter's Orange, our colorway. We're gonna call it Hunter's Orange.
Yep.
And it is on 100% merino.
Yep.
Superwash. And guys, this is so soft.
So soft. It feels like cashmere.
I'm really kind of bummed that I waited. I didn't wait and do my my classic cuff hat on this instead of the Knit Picks one.
Yeah.
The Knit Picks yarn, it's great yarn. I have no problems with that.
But this is like, it's so
It's my favorite yarn base we have.
Yeah.
It is my favorite yarn base we have.
We're definitely going to keep it.
We are. But as for this week, we will have 4 skeins of this on our worsted base, which we have not named yet.
Yeah, we do need to name it.
Yeah, it's great.
Usually,
nice,
when
bright.
I think of naming them, I just think of them as like, so they like, I don't name it like a really random name.
Right.
So that way people know what they're getting.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, this is what I knit my classic cuff hat by Pearl Soho, and we showed this off, and we had quite a few people ask us to bring in.
We're so excited about it. Yeah.
So we are totally excited to bring in that worsted Hunter's Orange.
Yeah.
Had a lot of people say that they wanted it to knit for their husbands, boyfriends, you know, brothers, dads, and now it's here.
We've got it.
So we do have it, and it is arguably on a nicer base than what I knit mine out of.
Yeah,
so,
it's really nice.
And we managed to get the colors, even though it was a different base, I managed to get the colors to match up pretty closely. So super excited about this.
So yeah, anyone that's got hunters in their family, totally knit a hat.
And this is a nice hat.
Yes. So cool.
I loved that pattern. It's so quick and so simple.
Mindless and
so mindless. Well, mindless characterizes most of the things I do. But yeah, I was talking about earlier. Remember how I was talking about the laddering on Magic Loop?
Yes.
This is what I'm talking about right here. You can kind of see it right there. And it doesn't bother me a whole lot because this is just a utilitarian hat. But it was on circular needles that were probably just a little bit too short of a cable for Magic Loop than what I was using. So knowing what I know now, I definitely pull out a longer loop. But you can't really tell when you put it on. Okay, so for stuff that will be, or that is in the shop, that was stuff that's going to be in the shop tomorrow in our update at 6 p.m. Stuff that will be in the shop, this is kind of like straddling both sides of it. We've got a batch that is in the shop right now, and then a batch that will be in the shop, both on Sturdy Sock. And this is our Autumn Leaves colorway. Yes. And this is new this year. And
oh, I love it. I love it so much.
When I dyed this up, I wanted to do an Autumn Leaves colorway. And,
you nailed it.
And thank you. And everything just kind of went perfectly together. I was so happy with how it turned out. Sometimes you set out to dye something, and when you're doing speckled yarn, you have different types of dyes. Some dyes are a bunch of dyes kind of mixed together, and then when you mix them into a solution, they make the color that the dye is originally.
Yeah.
Other times, you put it into a pot, and then a hot bubble will blow the dye apart, and that can be really, really desirable because the dye will split into all of its component colors.
And it looks really cool when you want it to happen.
Especially if you want it to happen. Sometimes you don't know that dye is going to do that the first time that you speckle it, or how it's going to react with the other dyes and how it's going to look when you actually speckle it. Yeah. This was one of the times when it worked out exactly like I was hoping it to.
Yes.
Because I wanted something that looked like fall trees.
Yeah.
Like like if you've got a field and you've got fall trees in the background.
Like all the pictures we see when it's Rhinebeck time and they're up in upstate New York.
Exactly.
Oh,
so we've got reds and yellows and greens, little pops of orange in there over a nice light brown base.
So we've got one skein of this in the shop currently, and there will be more this Friday.
There will be more this Friday. We also have Hogsmeade Holiday.
This is currently in the shop. Yep.
Currently in the shop, we got Hogsmeade Holiday. And this one's just a really cool gold base. And you got pops of orange and green and some nice bright purples in there.
I totally picture those colors in Hogsmeade.
That's what I was thinking when I came up with it and kind of finished dyeing. This was from last fall, and we've just kind of kept it all year because it works all year. Yeah, it's a good year-round colorway.
So for any Harry Potter fans,
definitely.
That's one of our Harry Potter colorways. And we have another
Speaking of Harry Potter fans, we have Basilisk in the shop.
Oh, I love that name.
This color is so neat. It was originally an oops color. One of our other colorways didn't go as planned, and I wanted to over dye it. So now I like it so much that I'm stuck doing that process again. So this actually takes quite a long time to dye. But it's pretty predictable, and when it comes out awesome. So it's a nice deep green with some there's actually some little bits of gold in there, and there's some blues and blacks, and it's such a cool color. We were trying to figure out what to name it, and I was just kind of staring at it, and I go, Basilisk.
Yep.
That's definitely it. So these are in the shop. I think we got 3 left.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely. I don't have any more to update with this week, but like I said, if you want a sweaters quantity or whatever,
we can make it happen.
We can make it happen with a custom order. We also have Fossil, and this is on MCN.
Yes.
Our MCN base is really, really soft and plush.
Yeah. It's so
Tiffany
soft.
loves it.
I'm obsessed with it.
She is obsessed with it.
I love it.
I think you would convert everything to MCN if you could.
I would. And that's a merino cashmere nylon for those of you who don't know. So it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And this is a 3-ply, and it is just so cozy and scrumptious and yummy, and I adore it. I adore it so much. So I had to put it into my shawl.
But it pairs, because it's a gray, it just pairs with everything. I mean,
it's a really
literally anything we've got in the shop, you can pretty much pair it with.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So yeah, we love this one. Also, we have Pumpkin Spice on Polworth DK. So this is a really cool gold tonal. It's like a gold orange. It's really kind of tough to describe, but the color, the camera actually captures it pretty
really
well.
Accurate.
And it's so cool, the amount of just deep color that goes into this one. I love this yarn.
I do too. I like that one a lot.
We also have Jack-o'-lantern, and this is on our sturdy sock base. And this is a nice light orange with some black speckles over it and some green speckles in there. I wanted it to look as close to a real pumpkin and the tones in a real pumpkin as possible. So yeah, we're really excited. This is a new one for this year. So there's Jack-o'-lantern. And
we discussed this one also doubles as camo.
Yes, it does. It doubles as camo really, really well. Especially like the Hunter's Orange camo that you see. So
it totally does.
We have Crunchy Leaves on Polworth DK.
I think that's the last one.
This is the last one as far as I know. And it's a beautiful color. I mean, colorway. You dyed this up at the start of the season. So yeah, we're really excited about this one. It's got a lot of pinks and browns, some greens in there, and it's over a nice light white base. And I see this in a shawl. I really see this in a shawl.
That'd be really pretty in a shawl.
Really cool.
Or a hat, or mittens, or
definitely
a little baby cardigan. That'd be cute.
Then we have You're a Firework.
Yes,
and
pinks and
this one is all the pinks and purples over a really, really, really subtle light gray base. It's not quite light, or it's not quite white. But if at first glance you could kind of mistake it for white, but there is a really, really slight gray base under there. And this one just pops. Lots of shades of pinks and purples in there. So we really enjoy that one.
Yeah. We've got
we got one more.
Totally missed this one.
We also have Fairy Dust. So this is also a new one. And I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to be dyeing up. This may or may not be the last batch. But this is kind of a gray base, almost a gray tonal base. And then we've got a lot of pops of blue in there. There's some pinks and a little bit of yellows in there too. So
very delicate speckles.
It
It's
is.
just little tiny ones that kind of surprise you when you're knitting. So yeah, I like that.
Definitely. So as far as I know, I think that's about it for shop news.
That is it. Yeah, so just a reminder, it's tomorrow, Friday the 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And our shop is on Etsy at thewoolenhomestead.etsy.com. So hope to see you there. Okay, so I got my knitting. And that means it's life stuff time.
It is life stuff.
So this is just
this is
a
where
segment.
the podcast gets really long.
Yeah, this is where we just hang out and chat with you guys about what's been going on in our life over the last week. And yeah, we've also got in life stuff, another question of the week. So
yeah, so we started that last week.
Yes.
Question of the week, and we were blown away with the amount of response we got to that. So it's staying.
Yeah, we loved that. It was so cool.
Reading everybody's responses.
Yeah.
So we could actually, we'll do that at the end. We'll do that at the end.
Yeah.
So,
let's do that at the end.
As far as life stuff, what's been going on with you?
Well, I got
I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. So this.
So you get to hear everything twice.
What was that? Okay, so new with me this week has just been, my new schedule is kind of settling in, so that's nice to have that. It's kind of all over the place, and
starting to get into a routine.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just getting used to the new job and everything, and I think now we've been watching a lot of football.
We have been watching a lot of football.
I
It is
love it.
Officially football season.
It is. I love it.
American football, for those of you across the pond. We call it what you play soccer. But it's all sports, right? But soccer's actually not very big over here.
No, sadly, I love soccer. Oh my gosh, I love it. When I was able to visit Germany in high school, and we went over there when they were hosting the World Cup in 2006.
Must have been bananas.
It was so cool. And I gotta say, like, no, I have not been to a professional football game. I would love to go actually sometime. I think it'd be really cool. But
we should go to Lambeau.
That would
go to the Packers.
Yes.
Because otherwise, you go to the Lions, it's just going to be a disappointment.
Oh, poor Lions. But just the feeling you have there, it's just insane. It's just such a crazy feeling. Everybody's just cheering their heads off. And this was just like, the game we went to wasn't even a World Cup game. Like, it was just like a regular professional soccer game, you know. But yeah, it was really, really cool, and it's just awesome. And I have a feeling that an NFL game would be a very similar feeling, and especially if they're doing good, you know.
Yeah, we should
but
totally go.
I think that would be awesome.
But it's been a lot of fun. You just, we sit there and knit and watch the game, and I mean, I love football season. I love football season for that. So right now, the Lions aren't doing so hot. They lost pretty badly to the Jets.
Yeah.
The Packers are doing probably, well, not great. They came out with a win against the Bears last week, but it was really.
Now, was that the game, or was that, which game was that with? It was with the Jets, right? With Aaron Rodgers.
No, that was with the Bears.
Okay, where he came back from the dead.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, and he got his leg injured in the second quarter, and he miraculously made it back by either the third or fourth quarter. I don't remember, but anyway, they came back from like a 20-point deficit, won the game, and it was pretty neat. It was one of the best games I've ever seen. But
the Jets was the Lions.
Yep. Yeah. And so now we're just trying to see whether Aaron Rodgers is going to be back for Saturday. Yeah. Or Sunday, sorry. They've got a game against the Vikings, which is another one of their divisional rivals.
Is that at 8?
On Sunday? I don't think so. I'd have to check my phone. But
I got to work at 6, so hopefully I'll be home for that.
So we're excited about that.
I've really been enjoying that, actually.
And now that we're with Verizon, we can actually watch the games like on our phones too.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
You should enable sports updates, and then you can see it come through your phone.
Oh, that would be cool.
But we love watching football. Enjoy it. And then Michigan Michigan won last week against Western Michigan, I think. And so for college football, and that'll be on Saturday. They've got another game, and I forget who they're playing. But cool, so that's been a lot of fun. What else have we been up to?
You got some good health news yesterday.
Yes, got some really good health news yesterday. So far, we're, knock on wood, we're doing okay. I went in for my echocardiogram and my cardiac stress test. So for those that don't know, two of the major tests that you do on a heart are an EKG and an echo. The EKG measures the electrical, measures your heart's electrical system and determines how well your SA node's working, and it shows an electrical graph of what's happening inside the heart. And then the ECG, which is an echocardiogram, measures the structures of the heart, and you can actually see your heart on the screen. It was the coolest thing that I've ever seen.
Cool.
Like, it was amazing. But so the echocardiogram measures the structures of the heart. It's an ultrasound, and it also can determine things like ejection fraction, which is how much of the blood in your heart that is pumping out into the rest of your body. Versus how much is actually left, the residual volume of blood left inside the heart. And it shows whether they can detect like fatty, like plaque buildup sometimes with it. They can determine whether you've got congestive heart failure, kind of what your heart function is. Ventricular wall thickness, which is the ventricles are the lower chambers of your heart, the atria are the upper chambers. And if you've got really, really large walls inside your heart of the ventricles, it can indicate that your heart's been working too hard, which is malignant ventricular hypertrophy. Sometimes athletes have bigger walls in their heart, and that's called benign ventricular hypertrophy. That's because their hearts are working a lot harder. But the difference is an athlete's ventricular walls get thicker, but it doesn't reduce the volume inside the ventricle for blood.
Makes sense.
Whereas if it's malignant from your heart having to pump too hard due to heart disease, your ventricular walls get thicker, but there's not as much room inside the heart. So basically, we're still waiting to hear on the echo, but everything so far is looking good.
Yeah, your doctor was really happy.
The stress test, which is basically they put you on a treadmill and they make you go until until you can't go. They said I didn't have to hit my max heart rate. I told them that I was going to hit my max heart rate.
You're like, I'm doing it.
Well, I used to have to do max tests in school for VO2 max to determine stuff as far as like performance and how much oxygen my body could use at any given time. You're never limited by how much air you can take in. When somebody says, I can't get in enough air, like you're running, you feel like you can't get in enough air, you can get in plenty of air. It's that your heart and your lungs aren't as adept at delivering the air to the body tissues.
Sense. That's I remember that a lot. And
so the stronger your heart is and the stronger your lungs are, the better that your body is to deliver the air, the oxygen to your tissues. And there's a ton of, like, I can go for hours and hours on how that happens, but anyway, so I'm used to doing tests that determine how much work I'm able to do, which is a maximal test. So I told him, I'm like, as long as you guys give me the okay, I will run. Like,
yeah, you wanted to really get it checked.
Yeah, so I got up to stage 4 on the treadmill, which is like a run at an incline, and eventually hit my max heart rate of 193. No palpitations, no arrhythmias.
So cool.
No angina, like chest pain. And it was amazing. I actually had a great time because I haven't been able, yesterday they cleared me to do max exercise again. So yesterday was the first time in months I've been able to get my heart rate up to its max.
Yeah, otherwise you just kind of not been able to do it. It's been frustrating.
So the doctor came in, said that everything looked great, at least electrically, everything looks great right now again, knock on wood. So we're just waiting for the results on the echo.
Yeah.
Which, it was kind of reassuring to me at least. Obviously the tech can't say whether, and because they're an ultrasound technician, they're an ultrasound technologist, they can't say whether, sonographer, I think would be diagnostic sonographer. She couldn't say whether she'd see anything because she's not a cardiologist, so she can't diagnose. But when you get in the medical field long enough, you start to pick up on things, and you know, it's a good sign if the diagnostic medical sonographer takes your ultrasound of your heart, which is the echo, and then they clear you for maximal exercise.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand.
Siri's creepy.
Siri is creepy.
So Siri's creepy. Yeah. It says it's only listening when I say its name. I don't think that's...
Nope.
Yeah, but anyway, so when the
Creepy.
So they did the echo before I did the stress test, and the fact that they cleared me for a maximal stress test after seeing my heart structure, to me is a good sign. So, because if you had somebody with a severe coronary artery blockage, you wouldn't want them to do a maximal treadmill test.
Right.
If you had somebody that had severe congestive heart failure, or you know, a mitral valve prolapse, or something that you see that's really, really structurally glaringly obvious, you wouldn't have them do it. I wouldn't think you'd have them do a maximal test. I know as personal trainers we're not allowed to. So if we get anybody with a condition like that, they don't let us do unsupervised tests, even submaximal unsupervised tests. So pretty excited about that. Now we're just waiting for the call back on the echo for the final confirmation that everything's okay. And other than
That's exciting. That was such a good day.
It was a good day. I was on cloud 9.
It was
still on cloud 9.
Yeah, good. It was so wonderful. It was just so nice to hear that.
After this whole ordeal, you know, I mean, it was because when
almost 2 months.
Yeah, because when I went into the cardiologist the first time, it was about a month and a half ago, I wanted to get the echo done and the stress test done ASAP.
Yeah.
But the problem was that the doctor and the technologist were both on vacation at different times, and so it was like a month and a half before I could even get in.
Yeah.
So for the last month and a half,
wait.
For the last month and a half, every single day it's going like, you know, what are these tests going to be? Is something wrong? Is it big? Is it small?
Yeah.
And man, it's really interesting. I went through like, I don't want to get like too heavy on a podcast or anything, because, you know, we try and keep things light, but I think it's kind of important to share too, because a lot of people deal with heart disease, and I posted on Instagram that I was doing the test, and just overwhelming amount of support. And a lot of comments, a lot of comments where people have gone through it, and I think everybody's been affected by heart disease at some point, whether directly or indirectly.
Yeah, my dad had it.
Yep. And so I went through it's weird to say, but I feel like I went through the stages of grief over the last month and a half, where you know, you start out with, you know, depression and you know, bargaining and acceptance, and finally I had kind of gotten disbelief, and I had finally kind of started to get to the acceptance stage over the last month and a half, where I go, okay, if something's wrong, the test isn't going to change the fact that something's wrong. It'll just help me identify that something's wrong, and now I'm able to, you know, attack it head on and deal with it. So it was really interesting.
It was almost like, in a way, it's kind of a blessing that it wasn't until September, so that you could go through that. Yeah, you know,
definitely.
And process all of that and work through it all.
So, anyway, on a lighter note, we're just waiting for the, like I said, we're just waiting for the echo, and
yay!
As soon as we get that, we're gonna
so exciting.
Have a celebration.
Yes.
So we also we talked about the new schedule for podcasting days.
Yep. That's just gonna be. I think it works out better this way, where we can show you guys what's coming into the shop. I broke out my new glasses today.
Yes,
that's new.
I like them better, actually.
I do too. Well, I like having the option of switching it up. I've had these glasses for a long time. Well, not a long time, but like a year or so, maybe a little over a year. And when I first got them, they would always hurt right at the back of my ears. And it was just too tight. And so we would go to the eye doctor, and which is in like the next town over, in Saginaw. And so we would go there, and every time we were over there, I'd bring my glasses, and they could fix them for free, but it was just kind of like a pain to always go over there and have them fix it. And so I had them fix it once, and they were still just too tight. Like, I'd be wearing them for like an hour or so, and all of a sudden it would start to really hurt, like it was pinching in the back of my head. And then I went back another time, and I still had the same thing, so I just kind of gave up on them. And then I was talking with your mom, and she's like, oh, I can probably help you with that. So she ran them under some hot water, the ends, and then kind of just bent them into place a little bit, and then ran them under cold water to kind of set them. And we just tried them, and we just kind of kept messing with it. And right now, they feel really good. And I've been wearing them for probably about an hour and a half now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're not hurting at all. So fingers crossed that these keep working, because I like having the option of switching them out. So, and they're purple. I don't know if you can tell that, but they're purple, and it makes me happy.
Yeah,
so.
They look nice. They look nice.
Yeah. So
I like them better than the Ray-Bans, I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely.
I like them both. I had always wanted Ray-Bans, so it was just like
the Ray-Bans are nice.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, and I don't think you look bad in the Ray-Bans at all. I think I like those ones just because it almost feels like I see much more of your face and your eyes. You know,
because the Ray-Bans have such a big lens.
Yep.
They take up a lot of your face.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just nice to switch it up, and it's like a new accessory.
Yeah, definitely.
So
what else do we have?
I don't know. What else do we have going on?
Question of the week recap.
Yes. Why don't we go into that? Let's go into our recap the question.
This might actually be like one of the shorter life segments that we've ever done. So I'm not sure whether I should be sorry for that or
I love
happy, I'm sure. Anyway, so last week we started this question of the week segment where every single week we ask the community a question and then you guys post down below. And
it just gets conversation going.
Yeah, it just gets conversation going, and it's just cool to be able to talk to people and hear their experiences with stuff and just get to know, kind of feel like we're connecting with.
Because otherwise we're just talking to this camera,
right?
And you know, it's we just want to keep the conversation
and
going.
Also, it gives people kind of a prompt to be able to comment, because I know that there are so many YouTube videos that I'll look at, and I just don't really have anything to say.
You
really,
enjoy
I enjoy it, and I'd love to comment, but I just don't think of anything to comment. Whereas if there's a question, it's a really cool way for people to comment, because we love hearing the comments, we love seeing the comments, and even if we don't get to reply to every single one of them, we actually do read every single comment.
We at least usually are able to heart it.
And we don't just browse through them. Like we look at your screen name and we look at your comment, and if you say you're new,
we try to think like we're having this conversation with this person face to face, you know. So we're recognizing people, and you know, it's really cool.
So last week the question of the week was, who taught you how to start knitting?
Yeah.
How did you start knitting? What kind of caused you to start knitting? It was basically, what's your knitting story? Yeah. And we ended up getting 83 comments from people, and it was just so cool. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna read a couple of comments. We can't read all of them, obviously, but there was a couple of really cool ones. One of them was from Wayne Jar. And he said, love when you put the blooper in. Culvers are also in Minnesota, and they're awesome. We talked about Culvers last week. Best butter burger ever.
So
and
good.
They're amazing.
So good.
I was living in Germany in 1975 and was hospitalized for 6 months. Needless to say, I went a bit stir crazy. I understand that. A kindly nurse suggested that I try knitting. She sat with me night after her rounds and patiently showed me how it was done. Haven't stopped since.
So
that's awesome,
cool.
Wayne.
We loved that story.
I know when you read that to me, I thought that was so awesome. Yeah. And how cool was that nurse too, to be able to sit with him, and like that's taking patient care to the next level for sure.
That's awesome.
So way to go, man. That's so cool.
I got one too that I thought was really, really interesting. This is from Jennifer Gray. And she said, you two are awesome. Thanks, Jennifer. She said, love watching your podcast. I learned to knit from my mom. Thank you, Mama, she says. About 7 years ago when I was pregnant with my 5th child and on near bed rest because of heart issues he had. My mom taught me with simple striped knit blanket. With such hope, we would wrap our precious baby in. And we did. A very healthy 10-pound baby boy arrived right on time with a healthy heart that healed by the grace of God by delivery time. So I thought that was so neat.
So cool. Congratulations. You know, I'm glad that everything went well, but that's so cool. There was another one in here by the Northern Knits podcast, actually. And says, personally, I taught myself to knit shortly after getting the diagnosis of RP, which is an eye disorder that will take my vision from me over the next decade or so. I wanted a creative outlet that I could do as my vision fades that is tactile and help me stay positive through what have been and will be not the most fun times. NWO, which I assume is the Northern Knits podcast, it's a podcast and is happily taking over my life. So that's awesome that you found an outlet like that. I mean, I'm so sorry to hear about
I know, and that
about
would be
your
so scary.
RP diagnosis. I mean, that would be really scary. But I mean, just the resiliency of the human spirit is amazing. That you go and turn to something creative as an outlet. I mean,
and you've got this as your way to heal.
Definitely.
Your therapy.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's
so definitely our thoughts and prayers are with you for sure. We got a lot of comments from people who their grandmothers taught them to knit, which I think is amazing, because when you think about it, obviously, nothing lasts forever. Nobody, nobody can live forever, unfortunately, but just being able to take skills that you learn from a grandmother or a grandfather. I know I got a lot of skills from my grandfather as well, and it just kind of, it continues that. Like every time you pick up knitting needles, you remember that your grandma, taught you how to knit. For me, with my grandpa, it was a lot of his hand tools. I got a lot of those when he passed away. And so being able to like hold on to those skills that, it would disappear without being able to be handed down. Is just so cool.
It is really cool.
It is cool. A lot of people that were self-taught as well from YouTube.
Through YouTube and things like that.
Which I commend, because there's no way that I would have been able to learn as well.
I forgot to mention that I kind of had used that as well last week when we were talking about our journeys, and that a lot of it for me, like, so I got my training wheels on from my friend, and then when I picked up on it again, I didn't have anybody nearby that did knit, and so I kind of ended up using YouTube as a reference a lot, and then every once in a while I'd run over to the local yarn shop and ask them, but looks like we are having a flashing battery.
So we'll get our next question going quick.
So what should our next question be?
I think it should be, what's your favorite hobby to engage in outside of knitting?
Ooh,
and this way we can kind of get to know our community even outside of the knitting portion of it. So what's your favorite hobby outside of knitting, and how'd you get started in it? So what about you?
Okay, oh gosh. It's just knitting. So, should it be outside the fiber arts? Because I'd say spinning is my next favorite.
I think it should be outside the fiber arts.
Because
otherwise we're going to get
I'd probably say horses. Horses, yeah.
Like horseback riding?
Yeah, horses in general. Just, horseback riding. They're, and dogs, I really enjoy dogs and their dog psychology and everything like that. But yeah, it's on the spot, so I didn't think about it. But yeah, I think that's, I think that would be, otherwise I'd overthink about it. So yeah, it's probably good that it was on the spot. But what about you?
My favorite hobby, I've prepared this.
You didn't tell me any of this.
No, briefly because we knew we were going to ask the question.
I love it.
But my favorite hobbies outside of knitting are hunting and fishing. I love the outdoors. Camping, kayaking.
Too. Sorry.
Kayaking and mountain biking. I love mountain biking a ton, and motorcycling. I don't have a motorcycle anymore. I sold mine years ago, but I'm going to get another one here before too long. It's got to happen.
It's going to happen.
Motorcycling is like very near and dear to my heart. It's so much fun. My grandfather was actually a championship motocross racer, an enduro racer, not motocross, enduro. So yeah, it's been in the family for a while. As far as hunting and fishing, I got started into that. My dad started teaching me when I was barely old enough to walk. I was helping him build blinds out in the woods, and I've actually been hunting for, it'll be 20 years here before too long.
Yeah,
so
forever.
I'm pretty excited about the new hunting season coming up.
Yeah.
And then mountain biking, I just kind of got started in as a kid. Started building my own bikes. I don't buy bikes off the shelf ever. I buy them component by component and build them all myself. So.
Yeah. I was going to say, so we could say that they can add others as well.
Yeah.
My others would be music for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that is something I've had in my life forever, and I've played piano since I was 4, and guitar. I love guitar. I started that when I was in my late teens, and and singing. I took singing classes in high school and college, and I just love it. Oh, and dance. I love dance. But yeah, those would be my other ones. I would say kayaking for sure.
And you come from a very musical family.
Yeah, my family owned a music store for 22 years in St. Louis, Michigan, and it's my mom's a music teacher. My dad was a piano tuner, so my brother was a professional musician for a good while, and it is everywhere.
Definitely. So throw us a like and a subscribe.
And let us know what your favorite hobbies outside of the fiber arts are. And we will talk to you guys next time. We're going to head out before the battery dies on us, and we'll talk
We need to get a new battery because I feel like we do this every week.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get one.
But we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.